So this is just the recap for live stream 240. As we can see, we've picked up 37,161, but the P&L does not truly reflect the type of day I did have today. I did deviate from my plan somewhat on a couple of occasions, and that resulted in me having some difficulties in regards to accumulating the P&L, which I did. So I suppose we should start with, as usual, on the right hand side of the screen, we've got a breakdown of P&L based on instrument. We lost, of course, the most on gold. We picked up, but we were positive on NQ and just slightly below break even there on ES. Now, okay, that's interesting. Could have been positive on both. That's really interesting. Could have been really positive on both NQ and could have been positive on ES as well. So we'll have a look at gold, the instrument that we did lose the most on. On gold, let's see. I did take a couple of trades which were in line with my system, but today I did deviate a little bit. I did deviate a little bit away from my system. So let's talk about this. So we took a long here, and prices came down. We took it off for a loss. No, sorry. Yep. The long took it off for a loss. We then went short as prices came back, targeted the 48.1 level. Prices hit the level, beat it by about 3 ticks before turning around and reversing to the upside. We're looking at another level here. We did take an anticipatory long. We didn't like the price action as prices came back, took it off for a loss there, not in line with the actual strategy. So took an unnecessary loss through there, then went long, held a position, price came into, what is this? Price came, beat the target, turned around. I did think we're in a bit of a zone here between the 64.5 and down at the 48.1. So decided I was going to go counter trend. So took the trade off there and over here as well. Decided to take a couple of shorts and paid for those shorts. There were small losses. Had a small loss through there. Had a short again through there with a small loss. This was a frustration short. I don't believe this was a true short over here. Went short, took a loss there, went long, took a loss there. So there was a lot of chop around this 200 period and this blue line, which is our VWAP. Between the 200 and the VWAP, both of them flattened out. As you can see, they're pretty horizontal. Took a fair amount of losses through there. What was this trade here? I took a loss through here. This was a long. Took that off for a loss as price came down into VWAP. I believe this might have been out of frustration. Went short, got frustrated again as prices rallied. Then after that went long, and that followed through up to that 63.9. So recovering some of the losses. Now what you can see here with the reduced accuracy. With the reduced accuracy, the risk reward certainly pays. So despite not being that accurate, having a positive risk reward certainly pays in compensating for some of these smaller losses through here. After that, I didn't take any more trades into the afternoon because we were, as prices got to the 63.9, we're in and around that level that we were looking at, seeing around that 64.5. Over on ES, that we did have a loss on. Over on ES, let's see. So we had this sell-off as soon as the market opened, had a lot of volume. Market went higher, tested that 200 there, and through the VWAP, sold off pretty strongly. Had this bounce, did think we could see a retest or a possible reversal. So went short, prices turned around. I closed the position early. The stop was all the way up into the 30s. Closed the position early, thought prices were reversing. Mistake, not following the plan. And it was a theme of the day. So took an unnecessary loss there. Finally, as prices came back, got in short at a worse price. Went short, price came all the way down, hit the no, it didn't hit the target, came pretty close to the target of 5,999.25. That's where the design target was. Price came down, decided to take profits at the 01s, wanted to see a bounce back up to say 04 or 05 to short again all the way down into 99.25. Well, took profits, prices sold off all the way into the current low, which at the time was the current low of day. Started to rally, went short, looking to pick up those 2.25 points, and this was the big mistake of the day that from there caused me a lot of trouble. Now, with that short, I should have took a reasonable loss, but I became dogmatic. I decided I didn't want to take the loss because I thought about not taking the short because we're close to the low of day, had strong buying out of that area, took the short and thought, oh well, maybe it's going to come back. Saw this very strong bullish candle out of the current low of day, held the position all the way to stop out. And with that, I went from being positive in terms of P&L to being negative in terms of P&L on the day. Lost 37.5 before commissions. Big losing day there as prices losing trade there as prices reversed. Huge mistake, picking up pennies in front of a steamroller, shorting into the low of day after not following the plan, allowing the prices to get down to the design target. After we hit the design target, of course, we extended a little bit here. Design target was 99.25. Okay, we extended down to 97, but as we can see, that's why we take our design targets. And I paid for it, and rightly so. And from there, out of frustration, after seeing this large bullish candle above VWAP, after the market trended up and this large bullish candle, I was a little bit cautious about taking it, because sometimes when you do see a trend, then a large candle, more often than not, you do see a pullback. So I then went long, and as you could imagine, this was about out of FOMO a little bit here. Went long. Was it? No, it was a true setup as well. It was a true setup, but it wasn't a great candle. Went long as prices came back, closed for a loss of over 10 there. It did not get down to my stop. Instead, took it off. Being frustrated through there. Took another loss. Prices then rallied immediately to my frustration. Then got back in. So this is just me chasing the market around here. Got in, and where did this trade end up? I got in and eventually closed this trade out of frustration over what was happening over at NQ. So close the trade there for a smallish gain after seeing price hit the 46 a couple of times. So prices weren't going to go up towards that 53 that I was looking at. Took it off there. Thought I could get in at a better price and try and go for more longs for a reversal. But eventually settled on taking a short based on there was a level on NQ here somewhere around the 650s. Took a short. Prices rallied. Took it off closed it for a loss. Then went long, thinking that this rally here was a reversal. Price then turned around, took that off for a loss. Eventually decided to go short with NQ, using NQ as the guide. Went short, and in order to stop all the frustration of all these trades I was taking, I decided to walk away. I walked away from the computer and said, well, if I get stopped out, then so be it. But I'm not going to sit here and get chopped up by second guessing my strategy. So went short, walked away. First, I had a target down at, I think it was 98.75. But as we're heading in towards the end of day, I thought, well, maybe that's too far away. So what I then did was I moved the target to 01, and then after eventually decided to settle on 03. And as you can see, this trade pretty much recovered most of the losses. And again, it's another win for having that positive risk reward. A big L for taking these losses through here out of frustration, but positive risk reward coming in with a poorer accuracy, having me pick up the recovery most of the losses on this fairly decent sized short trade on ES. And finally, we'll have a look at NQ, which is responsible for pretty much the entire profits that we did take today. Just like ES, we had the rally up, huge selling, high volume out of the open. Market then rallied to the upside. Did I take the rally over here? No. So NQ was in a bit of a no man's land. So there wasn't really a reason to take the long like I did on ES. Did take the short along with ES, and prices did come down to the target. Target was filled. Now this short was based on what was happening over on ES. So ES had a designed target that was hit. Well, eventually was hit before I made all this mistake here. So this was a somewhat arbitrary target, but I wanted to target the lows, but not quite the lows of day. So I decided to settle down around at 59.75. Target came down. Target was hit. Through there, we saw prices rally, and just like what we did see, the bullish move from the lows on ES went long. Prices came back, closed it for a loss. Price would not have hit my stop. Rallied, FOMO'd in again long, right around the VWAP. Decided to target the previous day's low, and price eventually did come up there and fill me, but in a series of candles. So the P&L that's going to flash up is not quite right. Then I went short, thought prices were rejecting that level, went short, took it off for a loss. Now this is another period. This is another period where I took unnecessary losses and gave away a lot of my profits. So this could have been a really good day in terms of P&L. But through here, I don't know what happened today, but I've gone back to my old habits of taking too many trades, not following the plan. So at no point should I have closed a single short trade through here. Every single short trade through here should have just been held until they got down to the designated target. That's pretty much what I should have done through here. Now, what I did do is, for some reason today, the old habits came back and I kept second guessing the strategy. So went short, prices came back, took it off for a loss. As we can see, the market sold off. Eventually went short, took profits pretty, okay. So after the frustration there, went short, took profits, then went short again. I think it was again. Might have been again there. Prices rallied, took it off for a loss, didn't hit the stop, went long, decided to target the previous day's low. Price eventually got there, went short, and I took profits. Now I closed the position there because I thought maybe prices would rally, and that was based on prices coming down into the lower end of the channel and rallying. So I thought with the price action seemed to have stalled out that we could see a rally. So I got out, eventually decided that it was not part of the strategy to get out. Got back in, prices rallied, did not hit my stop, and I took my I closed the position right there at the level of resistance I previously identified. And as you can imagine, it went a little bit higher, would not have hit my stop, and eventually pulled back to my frustration. So took a fairly big loss there. Again, totally avoidable. Then went long, thinking we'd see a breakout. Well, shouldn't be taking breakouts below the potential resistance area, so that trade should not have been taken. Then went short, prices rallied only a little bit into the 200, didn't even close above the 200, took it off for a loss there. Went short, prices rallied again towards the 200, took that off for a loss. So I was taking so many unnecessary losses here. Went short again, took that off for a loss, and again went long off thinking there could be a reversal and a breakout to the upside, which I shouldn't be taking because it's below this level. We'll be taking a long directly into this area that's been identified as a potential resistance area coupled with the 200 period. So there's a lot of unnecessary trades here. Finally, out of frustration, I went short. And just like ES, I walked away. I simply walked away from the charts because I didn't want to keep second guessing myself and taking unnecessary losses. So what I did was I went short, placed a stop, placed a target. The first target I had a target down around 410, 411. And I thought, well, maybe prices wouldn't get down there. I eventually moved it to 432, I think, around 430, 432. And again, I thought maybe prices wouldn't get down there. So eventually decided to settle on 449. I thought about 460, but decided to settle on 449. And the reason I settled on 449 was because it is above these two lows here. So that's the reason why I settled on the 449. And in terms of P&L, that's what we picked up. So the biggest trade of the day, recovering our losses that we previously had and resulted in us being profitable there on NQ. So those are pretty much all the trades I took. A lot of them I should not have taken. If I was following the plan as designed, I would not have taken those trades. So this is the P&L. Drew down 23, rallied back up to 28, drew down 61, eventually rallied to 29, closing that NQ trade short early there. Then went on that drawdown with a series of losing trades across ES and NQ, not following the plan there. Eventually drew down all the way down to 88,684, pretty much 89. And the very two large trades there at the end on ES and NQ managed to take us from being down 88,684 to being up, to being up plus 37. So a pretty big swing there on those two trades to get us out of the drawdown that we were in. We'll have a look at the summary page. Over in the summary page, we've got our gross gains, gross losses, commissions, quite a bit there. Profit factor just above 1, so it was a real struggle today. You could see it was a bit of a fight considering the amount of trades we took. To have a profit factor just above 1 definitely means that it was not easy going. And it certainly wasn't, especially with taking those poor trades around that key level, poor trades. So we'll have a look here. So let's see, long trades. Oh, the market sold off. So long trades, we were negative. Short trades, we were positive. Picked up 197 on short trades. That's interesting. 1.56, 1.56 on the profit factor. Accuracy is 60%. Thought it'd be lower, especially through that choppy area on ES and NQ where I had a lot of unnecessary losses. I definitely thought that the percentage profitable would be much lower than that. Those smaller trades, of course, cost me in terms of the average win and the average loss. So that ratio is not what I'm looking for when I see the average win be bigger than the average loss. So it being 0.77 opposed to being 1 or greater is not what I'm looking for. This is just a product of how the contracts are executed. 24 consecutive winners, consecutive losers. That's just how the contracts are executed. Largest win, 88,233. And largest loss. So the largest win being bigger than the largest loss. That's definitely something I'm looking for. Time in the market, looking at nearly 30 minutes. And it's what I would expect with this new system that I'm utilizing, that we would spend more time in the market, somewhere between 18 minutes to about an hour on the trades. And that pretty much just wraps up the video. So what I'll do is, as usual, I will add the live stream to the bottom right corner as a link, so you'll be able to click it and watch the live stream back. Can't remember how many hours it is, but it is quite a long live stream, maybe 4+ hours. but you definitely see the trades. You can watch at 2 times speed and see the trade. You can definitely watch the what not to do through this period here, where I was getting chopped up around this key level that I identified pretty early on. And with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Have a great day.